Okay, I fully realize Sony has said they're not going to be at E3, but let's imagine for a second that maybe they actually show up and talk about games. I know, it would be crazy, right? Anyway, here's what I think they could show and basically take the show. Let's go over it. So I made a fairly similar video about this for Xbox, where I sort of talked about a lot of the games that they have available or within their wheelhouse. And I wanted to go over what Sony basically has on the docket. A lot of this is just stuff that we know about, and I'll get a little guessy gamey near the end. So one of the ones that I'm most excited about on the PS5, and I made a list of PS5 games I'm excited for, but this one is definitely at the top of my list. It's Final Fantasy 16. So Final Fantasy 16, you know, looks great based on what we've seen. I believe it's a timed exclusive currently. There are rumors of another Final Fantasy that may be exclusive to the PlayStation brand, but that's just a rumor, so I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the games that we know. So Final Fantasy 16, for sure, definitely. If they showed another chunk of gameplay, that could be definitely really, really interesting during the E3 window, because they're not part of E3. They'll probably just do their own thing in the same way. Nintendo would probably just do their own treehouse or whatever they do, you know. Horizon Forbidden West is the next one. Horizon, obviously, a game people are tremendously excited about. And yeah, the game's awesome, so why wouldn't you be? So they could easily come out, show more of Horizon Forbidden West, show an extended gameplay demo, and that alone is going to get people very, very excited about what PlayStation has coming. They already are excited, even if they literally do nothing. Like, I think a lot of people point out how, oh, Destin, like, you don't talk about Sony a lot. I think it's because Sony's winning this console generation. There's no denying it whatsoever. I think what's compelling about Xbox is that they're sort of the underdog. So it's like, oh, could they ever come back? That's the question. And that's sort of a fun one to ask. But for Sony, it's just like they have so much good stuff and they have so much good stuff already lined up that they're a known quantity, and I would be excited to be surprised by Sony. And I'll get to what I would love to see in a few seconds. So God of War Ragnarok. Oh, I love God of War so much. Played through on the hardest difficulty. I got to, not Thor, his son, one of his kids. I remember I got just past that, and then I stopped for whatever reason, you know, life or whatever. But I love God of War Ragnarok, or the original God of War, and I'm sure I'm going to love Ragnarok because it's going to be based on the same system. I believe that was supposed to be 2021. And a lot of people are saying that's probably going to get pushed to 2022. And then, of course, there's like recent games like Deathloop, Ghostwire Tokyo. We could see more of that on PS5. Known franchises, though, that would be a mega hit. Anything Spider-Man, anything coming from the team at Insomniac. You know, they're about to launch Ratchet and Clank in real-world time. But in the future, like during E3, if they were to say anything about a new Spider-Man, or maybe there's, like we already saw from Miles Morales, maybe we're going to see from another character. Like, oh my God, what if they announced a Miles Morales-sized Venom thing to sort of tie in with the movie? Like maybe they already had that in the works. I know I would lose my mind if they did a Venom expansion. That would be really, really cool. And I just thought of that off the top of my head. Like, just fanboy dreaming right now. Ghost of Tsushima, we could get a sequel there. We could get some sort of a, I don't know, PS5 extra update. I think they already updated Ghost of Tsushima for PS5. Yeah, I think it was one of the launch games they did. But regardless, they could do something there with Ghost of Tsushima. Beloved franchise, you know, the Last of Us remake. So the rumor is that Ben is remaking the original Last of Us. That could be like a cornerstone of whatever presentation they decide to do during the show. And then there's a few games that are in their wheelhouse. By the way, on Last of Us remake, that's not one that I'm super excited for. I actually think the original Last of Us holds up tremendously well. I think it looks great on the PlayStation 5 when you play it. Like, it holds up. I don't think it's as difficult to play. It's not like the original Mass Effect, which was just redone in Legendary Edition, right? It's Last of Us. It's fine. I don't think that game needs a upgrade, but I think for super fans or people who haven't played it before, I think that would be a tremendous way to get their interest, regardless of how I feel about it. Like, I recognize that it would sell well and people would enjoy that, especially Sony fans, right? Another game they would definitely enjoy, and I really think the PlayStation catalog is lacking in this category, is racing games. And Gran Turismo is a game that I would love to see more about, like what is going on with Gran Turismo, if they were able to talk about that, or just talk about how they're going to compete within the racing genre, because Xbox has Forza right around the corner, and Forza looks stunning. So what's going on with Gran Turismo? It's long been held as one of the best looking racing games ever. I could never imagine them just not doing a Gran Turismo for whatever reason. Then there is Bloodborne. Let's just say Bloodborne, they figure out how to allow it to be 60 FPS, seeing it's totally possible. That would be just a nice sort of like, oh, and we made it so Bloodborne doesn't need that weird disc trick. Maybe they already did, and I'm just out of date on my news. But yeah, I think just any sort of Bloodborne enhancements would go over tremendously well. Any news about Forspoken? I think a lot of people are really, really excited about the traversal and the movement, speed. Like, PlayStation's really, really leaning into the technology of their console in a way that I just think Xbox has failed to do. And I would really, really, A, like Xbox to do that. But B, I got to give Sony props here. They've done some really, really interesting things. And I think the first game we really saw it was with Ratchet and Clank. So if they continue down that path, it's going to be awesome. Ken Bridge of Spirits. I'll admit it, I know literally nothing about this game. I haven't really been following it, but it looks really, really pretty. And I know a lot of people are really, really excited about it. I looked up the release date. It says August. So if they were to talk about that anymore or show off anymore, I'm sure that would go over well. And now I'm going to just sort of go into a guessy game thing before I start talking about the game that I want to see. I think you guys already know it. They're probably going to talk about a new PSVR if they do anything. Like, that would just be a no-brainer, because people have been sort of curious about the new headset and new tech behind that. We could hear about the other Bend game. Bend is developing a new IP. We know about that. And just general console updates, like, where's your 1440p support? It's totally bizarre that that console doesn't have that, and I think that's coming down the line. And just general UI stuff that people haven't really, really liked, or the transfer with saves. Hopefully that gets more streamlined. And then I'm going to throw the one that I want to see in here. I already got a bunch of crap for it, but look, I know it's not happening. I know the franchise is probably dead, but I would love to see a Killzone. You know, I saw it populating on Twitter and people sort of tweeting about it and talking about their love for Killzone. And, you know, I really, really like that game also. So I would love to see Killzone come back in some respect and wow me. You know, they have a lot of franchises like The Order. I know that didn't go over well when it reviewed, but they just kind of abandoned it. Resistance, Fall of Man. I don't know if they just finished after that trilogy and they don't want to talk about it anymore. But point is, Sony has a lot of games and a lot of beloved franchises that they could be talking about. And I tried to make sure my PS5 was in the shot. I have some cables hooked up to my Xbox. That's not to be a jerk. I just have this HDMI cable that I'm doing capture on, and it's really tight on the consoles right now. So, yeah, anyway, that's what I would like to see. Let me know what you would like to see in the comments below. Yeah, so that's what I think Sony could do. I fell asleep on the couch, so I'm recording this one super early. And I hope you have a good day. Get some coffee. Enjoy your day. Have a good one. Say nice things to other people. If you like these sort of videos where I ramble like a crazy person, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed. And thank you so much to the members. Memberships are turned on YouTube. They're a thing that you can do. And if you do it, you support creators like me. So thank you to those of you who have. And that's it for this one. I have to sneeze, so I'm going to get out of here. All right. This is Destin signing off. I'll see you for the next one. Bye, everybody.